early childhood education, when implemented with high quality, can have lasting impacts on students' academic outcomes and can help close early achievement gaps between lower and upper income students. However, there is a debate about what high quality actually looks like and what types of quality indicators relate to student outcomes. However, more recent studies that have been done have shown that the impacts of preschool actually appear to fade out over time in early elementary school. So in this study, we've developed tools to assess quality in pre-K, kindergarten, first and second grade classrooms to understand whether we can actually define what quality means and describe it, and then determine whether those quality indicators are really the factors linked to students' academic outcomes as we theorize. So the Excel P3 study is actually going to test whether one high-quality program, the Boston Public Schools preschool program, does have lasting benefits for kids until third grade, and also explore a number of strategies or hypotheses for why preschool benefits may fade out over time.
You know, everybody knows that early care and education makes a difference in outcomes, but to actually, how do you do it on scale? You know, something as large as the Boston Public Schools with, 150 classrooms for 4,000 children in an urban setting. How do you do that at scale is a question that I think people are really interested in.
Boston is a really interesting partner and a great partner for this study because they have really led the field of early childhood education throughout the last 10 years. And so they're really seen as a leader in this field.
Coming from a research and evaluation perspective, I always want to know, like, who does it work for and why, and under what conditions, and was saddened to find out that public schools don't use data for this. You know, we sort of expect teachers to do it, to think about their practice, but as a district, we really don't use data to drive our work. So when I heard about this study, I really wanted us to be active participants and co-constructors of the research and evaluation so that we could use the data to really tell us, what does it tell us about our pre-K? Where do we need to make improvements? What does it tell us about first, second, and third grade? And what changes do we need to make? Because there are some kids who are doing really well in the Boston Public Schools, and there are some kids who are not, and we need to know what are the conditions that are either helping them do well or not do well.
So first, we're going to tackle the thought that it may be that researchers are just examining the wrong types of skills when they're doing impact evaluations of pre-K. So in a lot of these evaluations, researchers are evaluating children's ability to count or recognize numbers or recognize letters or very early letter identification processes. So these are the type of skills that all children are eventually going to develop regardless of whether they attended pre-K, because they're kind of the foundational skills for doing basic math and reading. The second hypothesis we're going to explore, which is very exciting, is the idea that kids may experience a very high quality preschool program, but then they transition to early elementary school that is completely separate from what they did in preschool. So you could learn all of these early skills and experience a large gain, and then you transition to kindergarten, you actually experience very redundant instruction. In this case, we would not expect to see that the gains from pre-K would last into kindergarten and beyond, because children are essentially just repeating their pre-K experience. The Boston Public Schools has developed a very innovative model called Focus, which aligns pre-K and early elementary school, so children experience a very seamless transition across those contexts, and kindergarten and first grade build on pre-K, so that students don't necessarily repeat the same experiences they had in early childhood education. So in this P3 study, we're actually going to test whether children who experience this fully aligned focused curriculum are more likely to show lasting benefits of pre-K in the long term than children who didn't. So the findings from this study will really be used to inform districts, states, cities, and even the federal government on the strategies that we think are the best bets for ensuring that high-quality early childhood education programs show lasting benefits for kids over time.